It's the Boneyard, Sunday nights from 10 to midnight. T-Bone, Sabe, and our guest tonight, the Christopher Walken Overdrive. And Thursday, Sabe had a chance to interview the band. We had him in studio here, and we're going to play back that interview now for the next hour or so here on the Boneyard on Rock 102.
First off, I want to ask you guys a couple questions there. Who came up with the name CWO, the Christopher Walken Overdrive?
I did.
And then give me a little bit about that.
It's a name I've had since actually back in high school. I had it written in a notebook along with about, several dozen other names. And it's pretty, well, I guess it comes from, the movie High Fidelity.
Yeah.
Kathleen Turner Overdrive.
Sure.
So I just switched it up. I'm that original.
No, I dig it.
No, it's a funny name. And, everyone seems to like it,
Right,
if
so
people don't know the band, they know the name of the band for some reason.
Absolutely. So how long have you guys been together?
Since September of 2004.
Right on. Mm-hmm. And you got one disc out?
One, we put
official disc.
One official disc? Got like EPs, other stuff recorded?
Yeah.
So why are you guys calling it quits, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, our drummer is going to Iraq. And he's our fourth drummer, Aaron Bedford. And he's a great drummer, but it's from the get-go. Our first drummer, Ryan Haugland, who's now of the Cass County Uglies.
Sure.
And was in the, was that surf band?
Throbbing Hot Rods.
Throbbing Hot Rods. He played with us for the first few months, wrote the first few songs, and then we played one show with him, and then he moved to Kansas City, or actually Lawrence, Kansas. Then we got Patrick Myers, who was also in the band for like less than a year. Then we got James Ricciano, who was also a great drummer, but we actually had to give him the boot. And then, it just seems like a curse. It's like the Spinal Tap
weird
thing.
Animals, man.
Yeah. And they're all four guys are very different personalities, but it's a little much like Spinal Tap, where they just can't seem to hang on to a drummer. And just all the time that it takes to get them to learn the songs and to get everybody clicking and comfortable again, and I don't know.
Yeah, plus we lost Shane Bertrand, our lead guitarist.
Yeah.
And, I'm not the greatest of guitarists, so it's kind of hard to continue with a band that should have two guitarists in it.
Right.
Trying to hang on to just one.
You guys ever talk to Shane anymore?
Oh, yeah. I keep in contact with them.
I got an email from him, I don't know, maybe a month ago or something. He's out in New York. He's like, my new gig's singing in the community choir?
Right.
He's got pipes. I've listened to him sing since like the mid-'90s.
Talking with Christopher Walken Overdrive. We're playing back the interview with them. We've got more of it coming up. We'll play CWO right now. It's the 87 Hetfield on the Boneyard on Rock 102.
Independent music from the region.
The Boneyard, it's Rock 102. And we've got Christopher Walken Overdrive as our guest this week. We're playing back their interview, and the question was asked, what memory are you going to take? Because Christopher Walken Overdrive's last show is this Friday night, and then the band is breaking up. So what are you guys going to take with you after this?
For me, it's probably the first show we played in Grand Forks, which is odd because Grand Forks never really had that much of a scene. But then some band called Small Town Drunk kind of built one.
Yeah.
But we played there in the basement of the Knights of Columbus, and it was just crazy, just off the hook crazy. And we've never had a response like that in Fargo. After that, we played in Lisbon.
I was going to say
at the Eagles Club in Lisbon.
How was that?
And there were like 30 kids there. It was an all-ages show. It was us and Snake Handler, and I think
kids and about
Egypt
100 other people
and some other bands. And they were just eating it up, just going nuts, just moshing and doing backflips and stuff like that. Then you come to Fargo, and nothing against Fargo, but it's very difficult to get people out to your show. A lot of the times, we've played for, quite a few people in venues in Fargo too, but, I've also played for Crickets. And I guess it just depends on the night. But it's just kind of the drastic change between places like that. But I would have to say that Lisbon was probably my favorite show to play because it's just a lot of fan interaction.
The small town shows.
Yeah.
They crave
playing
it.
private parties out by Pelican Lake and whatnot.
Yeah. We played a garage in Pelican Lake with Cut and Run when they were still together, and Raise the Red Lantern from Chicago, I think. Those guys were cool.
Speaking of scenes, I'd like to personally thank Moorhead for bulldozing Kirby's and Ralph's. That was a really solid move for all of the younger people in town.
All right, well, what are you guys going to do next?
I'm going to, when the CWO is dead and gone, I'm going to take a break, mainly because we're not as full-time of a band as we used to be.
Sure.
But still, setting up shows and stuff is an awful lot of work.
It is.
And usually I'm the one doing it. So you have to do, as much as you can for promotion, which a lot of it is done on the internet now, which is cool. Mm-hmm. But you still have to call and talk to people. You still have to have posters printed and hang them. You still have to make sure all the bands are going to be there and see who's not going to be there and make last-minute adjustments. And I'm kind of sick of it. If we were a little more, I don't know, if we lived in a larger city and we're actually any good at what we do, we might be able to hire someone to do all that for us.
I was going to say, if we all had some money,
Let's say little brothers
around,
too,
we'd be more...
Throw them around,
yeah.
street team.
Yeah, my little brother used to be our roadie, but he kind of, never got paid. Or
Little brothers aren't supposed to get paid. Talking with Christopher Walken Overdrive, their final show. Friday night. Here's Crash Anthem. We got more with the band coming up. It's Rock 102 and Stand Your Ground on the Boneyard. Rock 102, Sunday nights from 10 to midnight. Talking with Christopher Walken Overdrive. Their final show is this Friday night at the Aquarium. Now, looking back, you talked about playing Lisbon and Grand Forks, but you mentioned a couple of times about playing Fargo. Where else did you play in Fargo?
we used to play at the Eastgate in Moorhead quite a bit. And, a few times back when I think John managed it, and then he went to...
One of those Foxes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Foxes. And we played there twice, I think, with absolutely nobody. The first time it was nobody. The second time there was 3 people that I knew from my work. And then the last time we played there, it was actually a pretty big show. We played with, I think, Seventh Seal and Denied by Christ, and they're both really awesome. And for some reason, we went on after them, which didn't make any sense. And Ryan had been there. We went on, I think, about 11 o'clock, maybe closer to 12.
Starting in there 12 hours.
Ryan had been there since about 2 o'clock, pounding whiskey and whatever else. And about 3 songs into it, we just had to stop because he couldn't play at all, and he was
I didn't
wobbling.
stop, though.
No.
I kept playing.
Yeah, like a trooper.
Like a trooper.
A drunk, crazy trooper.
Where'd everybody go?
Yeah. Shane and I walked off stage, unclipped my mic, and just bolted home. Shane was screaming about how bad we sucked. and
then, of course, the true CWO fans come on and say, "Oh, you guys were awesome. You guys were
God,
awesome."
I hate that.
What?
I hate that more than anything, the glad handing. Like that last show we played at the Nestor.
Oh, the last show was horrible.
And Miza comes up to me and is like, "Oh, you guys were awesome." Actually, he didn't say you guys were awesome. What he said was, "You did that 9 Inch Nails song really good." I'm like, cool. Yeah, we pulled off the cover. Everything's better now.
Yeah, on that one, anything that could go wrong went wrong. It was the first show that we played since Shane left.
June.
So it was just us 4. And
Can I open the door so we get a good audio of the vacuum going?
Yes. Yeah.
Aaron was sick as a dog, so he was puking his guts out before the show. I remember looking over at the practice space when we were hauling all our stuff out, and he's over in the corner puking. Oh. And I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be wonderful. So I tried something else out. I'm using Ryan's cabin amp, and I had 2 cabinets that I had one where I normally keep it, and the other one where Shane usually had it on the other side of the stage. Mm-hmm. And I hooked them both up. And lo and behold, the first song, I noticed that there started cutouts. So I had sometimes sound on the left side, and then other times I had sound only on the right side. So nothing really worked. And then the second song in, my string broke.
Dang.
So I couldn't really finish that. And it was a complete, utter failure.
Yeah.
And, we practiced wonderfully. We had a great practice the week before. We nailed every song perfectly. But the combination of a sick drummer, broken string, cutting out amps. Did you have any problems, Ryan?
I was told that the bass sound profoundly masterful.
Okay, so Ryan did
That
good.
is a problem.
Fred, I think you did decent.
No, what happened with me
was your voice crack.
This is a big show, and I was excited about it because we were playing with Black Cobra and Battlefields. Battlefields, you know, they were very cool. And we've known Battlefields for a while. All really cool guys. I hadn't played with them in like over a year. And it was like, yeah, it's going to be an awesome show, you know. People are going to rise up and remember that the CWO used to be good. But the first song in is a new one called The Fall. And it starts with this big scream, and I come up and I went like, oh! And like my voice cracked. After that, I was like, no, I can't do it. I'm worthless. You can't smoke in here. Anyway.
Oh, please, have at it.
Yeah, it won't damage the equipment at all. Yeah, and then the strings broke, and then the drummer was all sick. But the worst part about it is we actually practiced before that show at the practice space. Joyner taped it, and it was like close to flawless. But then we get to the venue, and
combination of a lot of things. That's why I'm really looking forward to the aquarium show.
Yeah, because we have to redeem ourselves.
We have to redeem ourselves.
Otherwise, if this show doesn't go well, we're going to have to set up another final show.
Talking with Christopher Walken Overdrive, their final show is this Friday night at the aquarium. We'll have more with them coming up. We'll also have Ghost Hand Punch, a band called Hands, the Legionnaires, and Vindictus. This is The March on Rock 102. And Punch on Rock 102. This is the Boneyard. Sunday nights from 10 to midnight, all local music or independent music from the region. T-Bone, Sabe, Lucy Black, and the Pineapple all helping out at one time or another. And we had a chance to talk to Christopher Walken Overdrive. Sabe interviewed him on Thursday. And we're talking about the final show. And when is the final show?
The final show for CWO is going to be on Friday, this coming Friday, January 30th. Doors are opening at 9, but I think the first band won't go on until about 10. But we have this whole ridiculous promo junk going on to get people in the door. It's 21 and up because it's at the aquarium, but it's only $1 cover, which is pretty good. They were willing to give it to us for that because I don't know why. They're awesome. But it's $1 gets you in the door. After you pay admission, you get a free Dr. Pepper, complimentary of us, and a raffle ticket. And I think after our set, we're actually not headlining. Lucid is going to headline because they kind of owe us.
Yeah, we want to drink also.
Yeah, exactly. We want to kind of have some time to see the show. But after our set, we're going to draw the raffle for a LP copy of the new Guns N' Roses album, Chinese Democracy. Yay. And we also have a runner-up prize, which we'll give away after the grand prize is awarded, because the runner-up prize will probably be better than the grand prize.
I was going to say, is that a secret, you know, or is it just something you can't say
the
on the
runner-up
air?
prize?
It should be a secret because it's probably far better than the grand prize.
It's hilarious, though. Just keep that in mind.
Oh, it's that thing that you were, I think I know what it is.
That thing.
The thing you do, yeah.
That thing you do on VHS.
I'll also be giving away a car that night. So.
Are you?
Yeah.
A new car!
Serious?
Why not? You know?
With the beer can muffler and everything? Awesome. 1983 Mercury Marquis.
Christopher Walken Overdrive. Our thanks to them for giving a chance to talk to us here this week. Go see him.